She gives a story about a student who has these questions, and he goes to his church and unable to find it until he comes to her and realizes that in college that there are answers to the hard questions of Christianity, and we shouldn't be afraid of those things. We make a serious mistake, is what she says, when Christian parents, teachers, and churches dismiss young people's doubts and questions. And I almost think that we're finally enough away from this type of attitude where this is now becoming more the case. Is we're understanding what apologetics is. There's more resources out there. There's more books being written. There's more, the kind of the benefit of living in the so-called post-Christian America or the post-Christian West is the true Christianity has been able to be more readily identifiable, and people are able to say, okay, here's a bunch of people who are attacking our position. Well, great, now we know who the real people are, or at least better understand, and now are there answers to these questions, like contradictions in the Bible, which we went over a Jason Lyle book, which you can find that in our
he has
our
over
first book
400 that he deals with, right?
Yeah, so
technically this guy actually didn't go to her. He went to Francis Schaeffer and Labrie there.
Yeah,
that's where he began to get his answers from.
Right.
Yeah.
So young people are now finding opportunities to find answers to their question, and the good news is that there are answers. Because we are created in God's image as rational, responsible beings, we all have a philosophy. It's also called universal. We all have one, so it's part of our humanitarian makeup. Is again, no one approaches anything in a neutral position. We always try and talk about that position from press to science to court cases, whatever it might be. But the underlying fact is we all come with a certain philosophy to those things. So, if you're coming to a trial for a murder trial and you believe that things can just pop into the universe at random, then the murder weapon might not have a big factor to you being in the husband's car. Then if someone doesn't believe that. So what we bring to the table, we all have one, so it's all universal. So overall, an overall view of life by which we make sense of the world is what we would call this. It's incapable of holding purely arbitrary opinions or making entirely unprincipled decisions. And Bob Murphy, in our discussion about this, talked about this from an economic standpoint. Is Ludwig von Mises termed this human action? Is we make choices in our daily life about time preferences, what we would like to do, because we have this ability to act, and we don't just take the gold over the lead because nature pushes us to like a rock rolling down a hill. We make specific choices, so there's no arbitrariness in those type of actions. Now, whether those actions are logical, those are another questions. But the very fact is, we all universally have opinions that we don't hold arbitrarily.